welcome to episode 29 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning, sometimes. I think that was the right intro. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's the right one. I never pay attention, so I'm sure someone out there's going to correct you.
Nope, I'm just right. That's all it is. Anyway, we're doing the 2000 release of Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker.
Return of the Joker.
It was obviously released in 2000, which I said. Well, I should say the edited version was released December 12th, 2000, and the uncut version, which I think we both watched.
Possibly. An hour 16.
Yeah. April 23rd, 2002 was the uncut version. The edited version was an hour 13, and the unedited version was an hour 16, so 3 whole minutes difference.
Which I could see. I could definitely see where they would have cut stuff out. And yeah, that's all I got for that.
It was directed by Kurt Gaeta. That sounds right. Screenplay by Paul Dini, creator of the series, obviously. Story by Paul Dini, Glenn Murakami, Bruce Timm, also creator. Produced by Alan Burnett, Paul Dini, Bruce Timm, and Glenn Murakami. Starring Will Ferrell, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Angie Harmon, and Dean Stockwell.
Hey, Henry Rollins is also voicing this. Henry Rollins, I think he's a musician.
Obviously I know who Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are, but I also know who Will Ferrell is.
Who was that?
He's a voice actor.
Oh, okay.
I also know who Melissa Joan Hart is.
I don't know who that is.
That's Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing a picture right now. Yeah.
Our Clarissa explains it all.
Yes.
I also know who Michael Rosenbaum is.
He's in this? Did you say his name?
No, he's Ghoul.
Oh yeah, holy shit.
He played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
Yeah. There's a lot of names in this movie.
And a lot of names that I know, which is a surprise.
Yeah. Interesting.
Tara Strong, I think. I'm not 100%, but I think she took over Harley Quinn in the Arkham Asylum games.
Ooh, I'm gonna check real quick. That's a good question.
Not Angie Harmon, for who plays Harley Quinn? Arlene Sorkin.
She is Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad kill the Justice League coming stuff.
Yeah, I think she's also the voice in the games, because I think they replaced Arlene Sorkin, or Arlene Sorkin retired. I'm not sure what the story is behind that.
Well, in Batman Hush, she plays a reporter, but Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, she plays Harley Quinn / Poison Ivy. Arkham Asylum VR coaster.
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Apparently, Arlene Sorkin was the Harley Quinn in Arkham Asylum. I guess they got her back for that. Maybe it was Arkham City they replaced her.
Yeah, because there's so many Arkham games, apparently.
Yeah, and she replaced...
Arkham Origins, sorry.
She replaced Arlene Sorkin's in City. She did the first one and then took over in the second one.
Okay.
I remember that being a big deal.
Why?
Back in the day, because she was one of the original voice actresses from the animated series, and the games were had all the original voice cast, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, and stuff like that. And then when they replaced Arlene Sorkin, it was just a big deal.
That's a huge deal. Why would they replace her?
I don't know why.
Was it contracts or some shit, probably?
I don't know.
Harley Quinn shows up in the Static Shock TV series. Did not know that.
Apparently, she retired from the role in May 2011, before the game was released.
Oh, wow, really? Yeah, see, that's her last acting credit. She alive still? Yeah, she's still alive.
I would hope so.
Wouldn't be surprised. It's Hollywood, Anyways.
Yeah, this isn't released in the box office, so there's no box office numbers. And
Bummer.
that means we could skip that whole spiel Marcus normally does.
I mean, we did it last week, so it's fine.
Yeah. So we can skip Marcus's favorite part of the show.
My favorite part is the review. What are you talking about?
Anyhow, I actually got trailers in this one.
What? Really?
On my Blu-ray, yes.
What trailer did you get?
I got a bunch of animated DC movies. All-Star Superman, which we'll get in 2010. Green Lantern, Emerald Knights, which we'll get in 2011. I don't want to go into them because we're going to cover them.
Oh, okay. Did it look promising?
Well, All-Star Superman is kind of touted as the greatest Superman story ever told.
Yeah.
But I read those comics, and I think it's been overrated, but you might like it.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's a different kind of story from what they usually tell with Superman. I just didn't feel it. It wasn't for me, that one. And I like Superman. I just didn't. I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is. But I'm all overly critical though.
You are. So I'm curious now.
As for the Green Lantern one, that was supposed to be a companion. That was a companion piece with the live action Green Lantern. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know. Usually the animated side of things are really good. So that still might be really good.
When was this put on DVD and Blu-ray? Because within the Green Lantern movie came out like 2011 or something.
Yes. So I mean, when did Blu-ray come out?
That's a good question.
So I know when this first release, it was still VHS was still around.
Yeah.
So who knows when this was put on? But yeah, that's at least 2010. We also got a trailer, or I guess it was an ad for the DC Comics app.
Really?
Yeah. My cousin actually has that and uses it, so apparently it's pretty decent. And there was another trailer for Young Justice, so the TV
show's not
animated. It's not bad. I watched all 3 seasons that came out of it recently, and I didn't like it as much as everyone else does.
Yeah. I watched it recently too. I watched the first 2 seasons. I'm barely getting through the 3rd season. It's like,
like I said, it's decent. I think it's again overrated, but
yeah,
it's okay.
I like about that show. I like the concept of like every season's different heroes. They keep like cycling them out. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Overall, it's a good show.
It's decent. It's not mind blowing though. So.
No, God, no. Too many episodes for it to be mind blowing.
All right, ready to get into the movie proper?
Hell yeah.
All right. So we open up, well, in my version, we open up with Bugs Bunny.
Same.
So Bugs Bunny introduces Batman, and then we go into the future.
Does it say future?
No.
Oh, okay. Because it took me kind of a minute to realize, because it's kind of like the same animation style as the other Batman show.
It's the same it's literally a sequel to the animated show.
Yeah. And I know nothing about the show going in, so like, okay, same time period, but when they get to the thing, they're like, okay, why do they use the futuristic things, but same time period? And they slowly put together, as the movie went on, like, oh, it's the future, because I see floating cars and shit. Like, oh, okay. That would be good to know going in.
Yeah, you never seen Batman Beyond?
I've seen maybe a clip or here or there, but I was like, in 2000, I was 9, so I felt like I was too old for that at that point.
Really?
Yeah.
You're never too old for superheroes.
You're always too old for superheroes.
Never.
I think the cutoff age is 50. Look at me isolating all the old people who listen to this, the old heads.
Yeah. Anyway, so we open up with future Hyena Man and future Scarecrow Man.
So is that guy called Hyena Man? Oh, okay.
Names.
I thought it was like I called him. What I called him? I called him something stupid.
His name is his name's Wolf, the Hyena Man.
Yeah, Wolf. I see it. Okay.
And then the Scarecrow guy is called Ghoul.
That's not Scarecrow? Okay, so I legit thought, like, why are they going with a more cartoonish version of Scarecrow? Like, this is weird.
No, this is like, I don't know how many years in the future, 50 years in the future, all Batman's original villains are gone.
Yeah.
So these are all Batman Beyond villains.
Okay.
Yes, so we got a bunch of these are the new Joker gang, and the Joker gang was a thing in the Batman Beyond cartoon where, there's gangs pretty much representing the Joker who've died way before, so.
Like an homage to him, I guess, or whatever.
Yes. I mean, they're usually dressed up like clowns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, this is just a bunch of random villains thrown together. And they're in this electronics facility stealing some spaceship thing. I don't know what they're stealing.
Yeah. Well, I guess they'll explain it later, but I thought it was like LexCorp kind of corporation. So, like, where are they at?
That's a Metropolis.
Yeah, but
this is Gotham.
Same universe. Like, why would he not have anything in Gotham?
Because Bruce Wayne owns Gotham.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
Anyhow, a big fight shows up when Batman Beyond version shows up, and what?
Batman Beyond. I hate how he looks.
He's a more sleek, different version. They needed a different design for this Batman than like the old Batman, you know?
Yeah. I just miss the cape. Like, he looks naked without the cape.
Yeah, well, Joker says the same thing, so.
I know. I was like, I'm glad someone else thought of this.
So there's a giant fight scene that, and Batman gets his butt kicked by two mime chicks, and then they get away with the thing, and so he chases them out into this cityscape in the air because he has rocket boots and they have flying towing machines.
Which is okay. First off, before we get further, when they jump out of this building, like they get out of it by like an escape hatch, I'm thinking to myself, like, how tall is this building for them to be flying over the city still?
Oh, they're super high because these aren't skyscrapers. They're super skyscrapers.
Yeah, they're like stupid big. Like, that's impossible to get to you.
So when they're fighting on these, they're like what are they called? Turbines. They're keeping these forklift things up in the air.
Yeah,
Like it's a spinning thing on the back. But at one point, one of the mimes kicks Batman into it, and it's a spinning blade, but he just stands there like it's solid.
I know. Makes no sense.
So I don't know how that works. But yeah, so they pretty much fight, and Batman Beyond almost kills one of the mime girls by throwing her off, but he saves her.
Why do you call him Batman Beyond?
Because that's his name. I can't call him Batman because that's not Batman.
Well, it is Batman. I was going to ask you this. Like, would you consider this guy Batman?
I mean, he's this timeline's Batman.
Yeah, so it's Batman, right?
But if you're putting him in a line of all Batmans, he wouldn't be Batman. He would be Batman Beyond.
But he's still Batman. He's a Batman. Not
But
the Batman.
you always qualify though. Like Dick Grayson was Batman in like the 2000s, but when you say Batman, his version, you have to say Dick Grayson Batman because otherwise you'll think Bruce Wayne.
Why does she call this guy Terry then?
Because he's not Terry at this moment. He's Batman.
Yeah, Terry Batman.
They're
Same
two
thing.
different people.
But you can't call him Batman Beyond.
I just did.
That's ridiculous.
He's Batman Beyond.
I'm calling him Terry.
You call him whatever you want, but you're not doing the review. I am.
Yeah, I'm here for the ride.
Anyway, so Batman beats them up, and he blows up all the cranes and the machine they were stolen, but the Fat Clown, because that's his name in this, his name's Fat Clown. The only one that actually looks like a Joker.
Probably
really.
Chucko, I guess his name is.
Yeah, Chucko. Chucko here manages to get one of the motherboards out, and they all run away. And then we cut to the bland credits, which is just white words over a black screen.
That's it. It was like they ran out of time where it's like, we can get to that later, guys.
We got too many other things to do right now. We're not doing this.
I was kind of excited to see what the credits would be. Like, this is what we're getting?
And then we get a bit of a fan service shot because we go to the Batcave afterwards, and we see a bunch of the animated series villains, and old Bruce Wayne uses a batarang to chop one of their heads off. I forget which one it was, though.
Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he shows up and he just briefs Bruce because Bruce is his boss, and they talk about sleep and stuff like that. And Terry says he's not going to sleep tonight, even though Bruce tells him to go to bed. And he goes to a dance hall place.
A club.
Club. That's what they're called.
A dance hall. How old are you? Jeez. They're going to go to a sock hop. Like, come on. Before we continue, like, this movie, does it take place before the series starts, or was it like released?
No, it's after.
So when was the series released?
I actually think it was during.
Okay.
This is technically a sequel to the Mr. Freeze one we did.
This movie?
Yes.
No way.
Technically, yeah. It's in the same universe, first of all, but instead of doing the third movie, we talked about this in that Mr. Freeze one, but they did this film instead of the Arkham one that turned into the Arkham games.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what they did instead.
Okay.
So, yeah, so technically it's a sequel.
Shit. Fascinating.
By the way,
yeah.
Speaking of the Mr. Freeze stuff, I did end up watching the episodes.
Oh, yeah?
That led up to it, and there is only 4 Mr. Freeze episodes.
Uh-huh.
3 of them are in the animated series, and one's a Batman Beyond episode. the second episode does lead into that movie. Remember, we're like, we don't,
Oh, really?
yeah, remember we were like, we don't understand why he's there, what he's doing, but apparently, yeah, at the end of the second episode, he gets like they're in this giant city like amusement park thing, and it gets frozen over, and he ends up floating with his frozen wife up into the Arctic.
How close? How close are they to the Arctic? That's a far float.
Well, I mean, he's Mr. Freeze. They were frozen and just continued to freeze and drift because he doesn't show up in the animated series for a while after that.
Huh. Okay. So how many times has he fought Robin then in his episodes?
I think it was only maybe once.
Okay. That's fair.
And not even. Because I know Robin wasn't in the first episode that Mr. Freeze was. It was just Batman. And I think Robin was in the second episode, but I don't remember him fighting Mr. Freeze.
Okay. I think my theory still holds up, but okay.
Your theory doesn't hold up, and I'm surprised you remembered that theory.
I remember because I was thinking through about this whole movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was like, wait a second. Why didn't they realize this is him? Okay.
Anyway, Terry's tired at the club, and it's just characters scene, really, him and his girlfriend. Because we're going to come back to this club later. But then we cut over to the star of the show as the bad guys bring the Joker his chip, and it is the Joker.
The Joker's sleeker. He is Mark Hamillier and everything.
Yep. And the bad guys are like, we couldn't bring you the machine, but we got you this chip. And Joker's like, you didn't get me anything. You're incompetent fools. And then they're like, why are we even working with you? And then bald ghost-looking guy says, we shouldn't even work with you. And then Joker pulls a gun on him and says, well, then I guess I'll kill you if you try to leave. And it's just a fake gun. Ha 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 ha. It has a bang thing. And then he shoots it again and kills him. And this guy's really dead.
Yeah, no, like there's like they didn't pull any punches. He got shot in the chest. He's dead.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
Joker even says, "Yep, he's dead." So,
and that's definitely one of the 3 minutes they shot had to have edited out. There's no way they kept that in there.
Yeah, I don't know honestly, but yeah, this guy is dead and lying on the table.
Yep.
So okay. Anyway, go ahead.
No, you're good.
So yeah. He talks about his plan, and the other guys are scared into helping him, and we continue on. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne, he has gotten control back of his family company, which I think he lost control for a little while. I don't remember the exact story behind it.
I was going to ask you, like, do you sell it or what have you, or like...
No, I think he got pushed out.
Really?
Like share-wise. And he became a minority stockholder or something, and that's what. And the board kind of took over for him, or maybe he retired from public life and then he came back in when Terry came back. I don't remember the series off the top of my head.
Okay.
But something like that. But yeah, he's got control, so he's going to give a speech to everybody. But as he tries, the microphone gives haptic feedback. That's not what that is. But so the Joker interrupts with a laugh, and then all his goons come in and attack. They're beating up Bruce, and then the Joker actually shows up, and Bruce Wayne is surprised to see him because he's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
Why are you here, Joker?
Plus, Bruce Wayne's like, how old in this? Like 80?
Well, they ask, Terry makes a joke later and says, what is Joker in his mid-80s? So I would assume Bruce has to be somewhere in his 80s, yeah.
And the Joker looks like the Joker. He looks young, looks healthy.
Yep. But while Joker is putting on a show for Bruce, he calls him Batman, so he also knows all of his secrets, too. And half of his other goons are stealing some more stuff. But then Batman shows up, and they get into a little bit of a fight. Well, Hyena Man kind of gets in a fight with Batman, distracts him, while Joker gets in his clownish car, and he escapes by blowing up the stage and stuff like that. And he gets away. And then something happens.
It's a weird newscast.
Oh, okay. So there's on the news, Tim Drake is watching the news. And so Terry wants to know what's going on with this Joker guy. Bruce never told him about him. What's he all about? Which I find strange because there's whole gangs related to the Joker.
Exactly.
I don't know how Terry doesn't know about the Joker. Joker was like terrorized Gotham for years, and he's just he's just forgotten.
Yeah, I got like heavy like Freddy Krueger vibes. Like how someone so menacing is so there the whole time. He's just a race, especially the Joker who's done so much damage and death. You think he could find a few news articles, right?
I mean, I guess to be fair, he is from the watered down animated series version of the Joker.
What do you mean?
Like, the Joker didn't murder billions of people in the city and stuff in this cartoon because it's a cartoon for kids.
Well, even if they didn't murder people, even if he's still such a threat, like Barbara and Bruce fight him, like can't talk about him. He's done a lot of damage, at least.
I mean, yeah, he was still a dark character for a cartoon series.
So he's got to find some information.
But he wasn't as scary as he was in the comics. So
I get that. It's just. Well, I just feel like he would know something, especially living in Gotham. I think he would know something about.
Oh yeah, no,
Joker.
that's still Joker's still the most famous villain ever. So
exactly, he would know some kind of details or something.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
So Terry wants to know, so he goes to Barbara, and she won't tell him anything. But he passes Tim Drake as he walks in.
Oh, Barbara's the commissioner by now. I don't think you said that.
If this show is so iconic, people should know who these people are.
Hey, man, this is all new to me. And I was watching like, oh, shit, is that Barbara? Like, oh, wow.
That's fair.
Yeah. Can't make assumptions, TJ.
That's fair. Barbara tells him to ask Bruce pretty much, and if Bruce tells him to drop it. So he goes back to Bruce, and Bruce is kind of being all crotchety and telling Terry he shouldn't be Batman. And there's a good speech by Terry here about being Batman, how it allows him to make up for his sins, that being Batman makes up for being a shit when he was little, essentially.
I respect that.
It was, I liked it. But then, Bruce is mean to him, so he quits like a child and throws the spatsuit on the ground.
Yeah, I mean...
And storms out.
Yeah. Now, to be fair about the speech thing, there's a lot of good speeches in this. There's a lot of good, points being made in this episode.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I felt it was a little taken down by Terry storming out of the Batcave like a child. And I know that it mean it for it to feel like that, but that's what it felt like.
It did. Like, whatever, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. So when he storms out, Bruce is making Joker antitoxin, which is a big thing in the comics as well as I think in the animated series too, because he always uses gas and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, wow, I skipped a lot, didn't I?
That's fine. Did you really?
Yeah, I skipped over him quitting part. Going to a club with his girlfriend and his family life and stuff like that.
Well, none of that's important, though.
Anyway. But, yeah, so he's creating it. All that happens, and then the Joker shows up at Wayne Manor and attacks Bruce.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. Joker knows where the Batcave is.
He knows where it is. He knows who Batman is, which we already know. But he beats the shit out of Bruce.
Well, we don't see it.
I'm glad we didn't, because Bruce is an old man. He's kind of innocent. He's
kind of a crotchety old jerk in this show, though.
He is, but at the same time, he's always been crotchety. He's been young and crotchety.
That's fair too.
I've always said this. I feel he's never been pleasant to be around.
I guess.
Like if I was part of the JLA, like man, here's Batman, guys. Like get ready to be depressed for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you'd be thanking him when he saves your ass.
Oh, for sure. I would definitely be grateful for him. Like, can you at least smile once in a while, Bruce?
He does, once in a while. You know what? I never put it together before, but Terry McGinnis is actually a Spider-Man-esque kind of character.
I noticed that when he was doing his thing in the club soon. Yeah.
He's very quippy and very talky.
Yes. Which I enjoy that. I like quippiness to an extent.
Yeah. Well, Terry's at the club with his girlfriend, and then all the goons show up and start attacking him. And these goons are so bad. We haven't mentioned this yet. They get their asses kicked every time, and it's like 6-on-1.
I know. They're only focused on him. He's kicking all their asses.
And the most competent ones are the two twin mime girls.
They're called Dee Dee and Dee Dee.
We'll get to them at the end. So after the attack, Terry's like, Bruce, what's going on? I was attacked. And so he realizes Bruce is not answering. So he goes to Wayne Manor, and it's all destroyed. Joker destroyed the Batcave, tore up the Robin suit, beat up the poor Ace the dog.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Ace the dog, the new character?
I hated it. I hated it so much.
You hate the dog?
I enjoyed this movie so much until like the last act. Like, oh man, you guys had me so much. I was gonna give this like a 9 out of 10, but then it did things I didn't like. Like, nope.
You didn't like Ace the dog?
I liked him up until the last act.
What, you didn't like him getting involved?
Why did he have Bat Dog? That's so stupid to me. I'm glad they didn't dress him up as Bat Dog. I'm like really annoyed by that. But like, why is that thing? Like, why you bring the dog with you? Why is he in the car with? Why? Why do all of that?
To get his revenge.
That's so stupid. Oh, it's so dumb.
I think he brought him because honestly, throughout the whole movie, he's getting his ass kicked by this hyena guy. Terry. He keeps getting distracted by him, getting bit by him, so he brought the dog to fight the hyena.
That's fair, I guess. I guess. I don't know. It's just
if you notice, every time he's about to win, that hyena gets in his way in some shape, way, or form. So the dog's there distracted and taking down the hyena enough so he can take care of everything else.
But the thing is, when the dog shows, I guess we'll talk. Like when the dog shows up to fight the hyena's afraid of the dog. Like, really, hyena? You're a fucking half-man hyena. Like, you should be winning this thing.
But hyenas are also from the cat variety too, so it does make sense.
No, I know. They're usually like pack animals, and they're kind of cowardless.
Pack animals. Yeah, exactly.
No, I get that. It's just like you're taking on. I don't know. It was just weird. I didn't like it.
And Ace the dog is in the comics.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know this. It's just for some reason, it's just like, why are we doing Bat Dog? See, I don't want to see this.
Because Joker kicked his ass and he needed to get his revenge.
So you got a Bat Dog? So you can't get another human or something involved?
Who's Terry going to get? Everyone's old and decrepit.
I don't fucking know. Get his girlfriend into it or some shit. I don't know.
The girlfriend who got knocked out in 3 seconds?
Yeah. It was not my fault they're only showing a dog and him or the two people who know how to fight. Go to a random karate school. Hey guys, I'm Batman. He wants to help me out real quick.
It's the future. They don't do karate anymore.
Apparently.
So yeah, they're all attacking Terry, and he gets the Bruce, and he's all unconscious. He's Jokerized with the Joker gas, and so Terry's got to inject him with the anti-serum, and now he's practically on his own because Bruce is out of commission. Terry calls Barbara to take care of Bruce, and that's it.
Yeah.
He's got to go figure this out on his own. He also checks on the dog who's watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon.
I was like, what the am I watching?
It's a Bugs Bunny cartoon. You ever seen that one?
No, I did. I love Bugs Bunny. But I know when he's talking to Barbara, she kind of gives him a backstory what happened.
No, that's next.
Yeah.
Yes. After he checks on Ace the dog who's watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon, he's like, Barbara, I need to know what happened because now I'm been attacked. Bruce is dying. What's going on? And she reluctantly tells him, and we go into a flashback. And then we go back to the animated series, essentially.
Batman's in his prime. Barbara Gordon's Barbara Gordon. Is she Batgirl or Batwoman?
Batgirl. Batwoman is someone different.
Okay, we have this conversation every time. I can never remember that. What's the difference between the two as in character, like Bat character-wise, I guess, if that makes sense?
Well, Batgirl is Commissioner Gordon's daughter, and she kind of took up the role on her own, essentially, and decided to call herself Batgirl.
So she was like a fan of Batman, like I could do that myself kind of thing?
I wouldn't say a fan of Batman, but like, I mean, she wasn't. She kind of... It was more along the line that she wanted to help people, and she's super smart and can take care of herself. So she dressed up as a bat because apparently that's what you do in Gotham.
Okay.
And you go out, and she went out and started doing it.
Well, she can't be a cat because that's already taken.
Right. Batwoman was actually introduced in the 50s, I believe.
Before or after? I guess before her, then.
It's before Barbara Gordon took over as Batgirl, but Batwoman was introduced as technically a love interest to Bruce Wayne because they were worried about the homoeroticism between Batman and Robin.
Okay, I remember you talking about this, okay.
But over the years, Batwoman actually ended up becoming Kate Kane, Bruce Wayne's cousin, and is now probably the biggest LGBT character in DC Comics at the time. She's a lesbian.
I thought like Poison Ivy / Harley Quinn were.
But Batwoman was gay before they were even an item.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
So I mean, now it's probably Ivy and Harley, but back then she was like the big name. She was the one, it was notable essentially.
Yeah, groundbreaking. Did Marvel have characters like that? I would assume so, right?
I don't know any Marvel gay characters off the top of my head, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I mean, I know there are some.
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
Marvel first gay character superhero. North Star is an X-Men.
Yeah, but that's the X-Men. There's 1,000 X-Men.
Yes, and then
That's
it's
not real.
X-Men.
That's
They're
not
the equal
really
rights.
notable.
Yeah,
It's
but
not really notable.
it was the first gay one, I guess. Like, how else would I phrase this? Marvel first gay
No.
character? That's definitely North Star.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. That's how obscure he is.
Okay, you're right. Okay, let's do Marvel popular gay characters. Why am I looking this up? Iceman, maybe? Iceman's gay. So
It's news to me.
So is Hulkling.
Oh well, that's a version of the Hulk. Who knows? That's probably a newer character.
I'm reading names I don't know anybody's. I don't know who any of these. Oh, he's not gay, is he? Oh, Loki came up recently as bi, right? In the Loki
but that was
show.
recently.
Yeah.
He's also in love with a woman version of himself.
Exactly. I don't know who North Star is, but he's always number one. Wiccan, Hulkling, Corlina Dean, Karma, Richter, Shadowstar, Striker. No, I don't know any of these people. Mystique.
I mean, I guess Mystique would be because she changes.
I'll make her like Han. I think the term is. It's all X-Men. That's so funny. Oh, come on, Marvel, do better.
Yeah, I'm even looking at the newer stuff. Like Kitty Pryde apparently came out as bisexual.
It's most of the Marvel are X-Men people. That's so lame. Like it's so on the nose.
Like, in comparison, on the DC side, Tim Drake, the Robin, actually in this anime series, just came out as bisexual.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jackson Hyde, which is Aqualad, he was gay in the comics.
That's the one I didn't believe. I thought that was a fan thing.
No, he's gay.
Oh wow, interesting.
Alan Scott, the first Green Lantern from like the 40s, came out as gay.
Holy shit!
But like I said, I don't know any really popular Marvel characters who are.
No, that's weird. It's really weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, even John Constantine on DC side's bisexual.
That's so weird. It's just weird that Marvel doesn't have many outside of X-Men who are like that.
Even like in their like John Constantine was a Vertigo company. Marvel also bought other companies, and they got, I forget what company they're from, but like Midnighter and Apollo are a really big like gay couple in the superhero world.
Okay.
They're actually together a couple. You know, some superheroes are gay, but you know,
no couples.
They're not in. They go through different partners and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have flings, one night stands, and all that shit. Yeah.
There's also the fact that there's a cop in the GCPD called Renee Montoya who ended up becoming the Question in DC continuity, who was also gay. And then, of course, there's Wonder Woman, who lives on an island of nothing but women for hundreds and hundreds of years. So, you know, all of them are at least bisexual. I would assume all the Amazons are at least, most of them are lesbians, but Wonder Woman's probably bisexual. You can't expect her to have not had some experience on that island, you know?
That's probably like a subtext to that too, because I know she was her origins like whole. We'll get into her stuff later when we get to the movie. Like like her creator was like BDSM and all that kind of shit. But like she probably met like some kind of allegory to like finding her sexuality too, right? From like being surrounded by old men to be like, hey, it's a man. Let's try this out, right?
Well, it's kind of like, oh look, there's a guy that came to this island. I guess you know who. She can fall in love now or stuff like that. It's a bad allegory.
Oh, for sure. But like, yeah. Yeah.
How did we even get onto this?
Barbara Gordon, Batwoman. Batwoman's first gate. That's what it was. Yeah, I was like, how did we
were asking me the difference between Batgirl and Batwoman.
That was like a weird tangent, wasn't it? It was funny.
So in the flashback.
I'm just saying right now, Marvel's lazy. Like, come on, X-Men, that's your gate. That's so on the nose.
Lazy.
It's just on the nose. Like X-Men, of course, are outcasts. So like, I don't know, do better. I feel like
nowadays she should do better, but I kind of think back then it was like, we're not making any of our characters gay. I mean,
That's,
same
that's,
thing
the,
probably.
that's the thing, though. But DC did it, right?
I mean, I don't. You know what?
It just seems lazy on Marvel's part. We need gay characters, put them on X-Men team because that's the
Well, that's fair though.
that's
That is fair.
so like, come on, and now you guys are introducing more bisexual characters. Like, come on.
The first gay character featured in 1987 in DC lore.
87. Who was that?
Extrano, an effeminate Peruvian man whose name means strange in Spanish. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that it's a no-name thing.
Exactly.
Because, of course, it is.
Now, to be fair, North Star came out, that first gay superhero in Marvel, was 1979, so they're ahead of the time, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair, but it's still, like you said, it's a no-name X-Men character.
Yeah, it's like, it just seems lazy. But it's like it's still revolutionary, I guess, at the time for both comics to do it, so whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got to remember the biases and the hatred for that side of things during that time.
Exactly, and most importantly, it affects the money. You can't make Superman gay because that was just.
Well, I wouldn't want them to make Superman gay. I mean, if you introduce a character, right?
Yeah.
That's been established for some time, I don't think you should change their sexuality just to suit a thing. You should start making new characters or, developing stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Now, if there was like another Superman who happened to be gay, then so be it. But I don't want. Not that I don't want Clark Kent to be like you can't phrase that properly. I guess he's just. Right.
I mean, it's just. Clark Kent and Lois Lane are supposed to be together. That's kind of the story.
Yeah, like Adam and Eve. Yeah. I'm kidding.
Like, you can't see Bruce Wayne as gay. It's just not his thing,
But you kind of could have back in the prime.
But you could see, like, any of the Robins.
Yes.
Like we said, apparently Tim Drake came out as bisexual recently.
Yeah.
But, here we are going on this tangent again. All right. Now that we got the history of gay characters in comic books out of the way, Tim Drake, as Robin, as a kid, is patrolling the city, and he sees a woman getting beat up on the street. So he goes over to help her, and it's Harley Quinn in disguise. Dun, 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 dun. And she knocks him out, and she kidnaps him.
So, hold on. Do you think those guys she had hired, or do you think she hired them, or do you think they were just random goons?
I think they were Joker thugs.
Man, oh man, okay.
I mean, Joker just has an endless supply of Joker thugs.
I know, but it's like you guys' job for tonight get knocked out by Robin. Like, oh damn, okay. That's like the newbie introduction.
It's either that or get killed by the Joker. What's your choice?
I'd rather not be a henchman at that point.
Yeah, but you have to remember they're henchmen. They're not very smart.
True. Yeah, like what did they get out of this? No, not going down that rabbit hole.
They get paid.
Do they get paid though? I guess. Is it enough? I'd rather just work at a bank at that point or something like.
You should really watch the Harley Quinn animated series. It explains it all.
Does it really?
Yeah.
No way.
The whole henchman dynamic and how they get how the supervillains get henchmen and how they're compensated and stuff.
Does it really?
Yeah. It's a great show.
Oh,
it's a great show.
Yeah, I hear it's great. I've just never gotten around to it. Okay.
It's one of my favorites in the last couple years.
Now, is it like heavy raunchy? Because I know like they advertise, oh, we swear on it. Is it like heavy into that kind of shit or no?
It's violent.
Okay.
It's kind of raunchy, but not really. They don't shy away from anything. I'll say that.
So it's like rated R, I guess you would say, or maybe like PG.
It's definitely for mature. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely a cartoon for adults.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah.
Is it like an overall story, or is it like each episode's different?
No, there's an overall arc and plot.
Okay.
Season 1 and Season 2 have their own separate overarching plots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited now. I'm definitely gonna start watching this.
I recommend it. It's really, really good.
Thank you, TJ.
Anyway, for the fifth time, Robin gets kidnapped by Joker and Harley, leaving Batgirl and Batman to go out and try to find him. And he's missing for days.
3 weeks.
Is it 3 weeks?
Yes, I was like, damn, 3 weeks? That's a long time they have him for.
Yeah. And apparently they're hiding out in the old Arkham Asylum because they moved Arkham Asylum to a more high-tech facility because they got tired of people breaking out.
Took them long enough.
And so they go there, and the Joker and Harley tell Batman that, we decided to have a family, but we're not going to actually go through the process of getting pregnant or anything. So we adopted one of your kids. And they reveal Joker Robin.
JJ. That's such a dark concept.
Yeah, it is a dark concept, but at this point, you think maybe he just injected on with some chemicals and stuff. It'll be fixed fairly easy.
Yeah, until they get to more detail.
Yeah, but then we'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
But then there's a giant fight scene. It starts out, Batman chases Joker, and Harley ends up fighting with Batgirl. And we just show Batgirl and Harley fighting for a while until Harley falls off a ledge and apparently to her death.
Yeah. I was like, why is this getting so dark all of a sudden?
So Harley's gone. And then Batman's chasing Joker, and then Joker shows a video of him just torturing this 8-year-old boy.
God.
Like electrocuting him and injecting him with chemicals and stuff. And yeah, and he gave up all the secrets.
Yeah.
Which is, and I actually really like this. And I kind of wish, without this movie, like, I wish that happened in the comics with Tim Drake.
Yeah.
Because it would just add so much more to the trauma the Joker puts onto him.
Oh
because
my God. Yeah, it's heavy. This is really heavy. It's like a 5 minutes of this. It's like, this is deep shit.
It's because, like, in the comics, he's already, and because it doesn't show as well in the animated series, because I don't think it's canon in the animated series. But in the comics, in The Killing Joke, he shoots and paralyzes Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Turning her into Oracle. He kills Jason Todd, essentially, with a crowbar, and it just doing this to another Robin would just add compound on to it. So,
and you would think it would definitely affect Batman. Like, I would never have another sidekick ever. Like,
yeah, and it would hurt him even more because Tim Drake became Robin because Batman needed a Robin.
Exactly.
Because Batman did not want another Robin at the time. Tim Drake discovered Batman and Robin, Dick and Bruce's identity, and to become the next Robin. And seeing this happen to him, and if this would happen to him in the comics, that would have really destroyed Bruce.
For sure. And that's why I love this, because, like I said, it's just heavy. It's just, there's so many routes this could have taken. I love that. Because it adds so many layers. It's so good.
So, Batman's pissed.
Yeah.
And he's gonna brutalize Joker now, and there's blood.
Yeah, it's the first time in the show, or movie, there's blood, I guess, right?
I think there was a little bit in the Mask of the Phantasm.
I mean, in this movie in particular.
Yeah, in this one, yeah. But the fight between, because both Batman and Joker end up with bleeding in this fight. But then,
I've always loved that about the Joker. Like, he does diabolical shit and is like always one up. But when he gets to fight Batman, he kind of lets Batman sometimes, I feel, just beat him up. And like seems like the plays like the little weak part. I like seeing that a lot.
Well, it's funny. In the early comics with the Joker kicks the crap out of Batman almost every time.
And that's weird to me every time you say that.
So, like, Batman wins in the end, but he gets his ass kicked by the Joker.
It's so fascinating to me. I love that. Love the turn on that.
Anyway, so they're fighting, and then Tim Drake shows up, and Joker throws a gun to him because he's practically brainwashed. He had to give Harley her bazooka earlier, and Joker throws him the bang gun that he used on Bonk earlier to kill him and to kill Batman. And he pulls the trigger at Batman, but it says bang, so you have to fire again. So he turns, and then he shoots the Joker and kills the Joker. Tim Drake, this 8-year-old boy, just killed the Joker with a gun.
How dark is this? It's so dark. I love it.
It's even darker because not only is it an 8-year-old boy killing the Joker with a gun, but it's also, you have to take into account the Batman's no gun policy and his no killing policy under everything with it too. Now, when I originally watched this scene didn't happen like this.
Oh, there's no way. So this is the scene that they had to change.
This is the change that, because this, I guess, following the Columbine high school massacres, they had to heavily edit the movie, essentially, because of the shootings, and because you can't have this kid shooting somebody after that,
No, definitely not.
So, but this version got released that we're watching now because of heavy petitions and like we want to see this version of the movie. But in the original version, which the version I saw, the Joker dies by electrocution.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gets electrocuted. I don't remember how, but I remember he gets knocked into a bunch of wires and is electrocuted to death.
So it's still dark too. Jesus.
So yeah.
Yeah, not as dark as a kid killing him, but it's still pretty violent.
But yeah, so I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, no, that whole sequence made me love this movie, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly the animated series part of it is the best part of it, the movie.
Yeah,
which is sad.
Good, but to be fair, it's a good movie overall, honestly, for what it is.
Yeah, no, not at all. But Batman Beyond's like, Tim Drake's the most likely suspect, right? At this point, Joker's dead.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go talk to Tim Drake. So he goes talk to Drake. He's like, okay, maybe he's not the most likely suspect. And so he does an investigation. And he's flying around. And he comes and he says, the only other guy that it could be is this guy that was on the board of Wayne Industries, who was going to get the top position until Bruce Wayne came back. So he thinks he's behind the whole Joker thing. So he goes to his yacht. But we cut over to there, where that guy is ganged up on by Joker's goons, and the Joker, he had paid them he had given them access codes to steal the things they needed or something.
Yeah, so all the details.
So he's a bad guy, but the Joker thinks he's a loose end, so now they're gonna kill him. So Batman Beyond shows up, stops him, but they all run away because Joker's apparently got a satellite laser beam now.
How do you get that? I know they say because he's in communications and all that shit, I get it, but like, how?
Yeah, he hijacked it.
But like, how's the government not realize that?
He says they don't.
Fair, I guess, fair. I'm watching a video, Robin killed Joker. When Joker does get pushed, Robin doesn't shoot Joker. He throws a gun down to the ground, then tackles Joker and pushes him into this vat of water that has like cables around it. And Joker gets tangled up into it. And then I think the kid pulls the lever to turn on the electricity and kills Joker. So that's how he dies.
Who dies?
The kid, Robin.
Oh. So he still kills him.
Actually, no, I lied. I'm sorry. I'm watching it again. Joker slips on some water and falls and grabs onto the lever to turn it on and kills him.
Oh, so he kills himself.
Yes. And then it cuts back to the kid crying next to the gun, which he shot him on in this version.
Yeah, I think this version is more effective.
Oh my god, yeah. It got me. It's like, man, this is some shit I'm watching right now.
All right, so Joker uses his laser gun to blow up the guy's yacht, and of course Batman Beyond saves the guy and drops him off with the police with evidence so he can go to jail. Back at the Batcave, Terry's lamenting the fact that he's not as good as a Batman as he should be, and then Bruce wakes up and says, "I'm all better now. Let's go do this."
I was gonna say, and there's no Alfred in this.
No, Alfred's dead.
Yeah, obviously, but yeah, it's like the old man Batman's Alfred this time. I enjoy this.
Terry surmises that it's gotta be Tim Drake. Who else would it be? So he goes after, but Tim Drake's a hologram, and the Joker shows up and monologues his whole evil plan about what he's gonna do.
Which is like, why? Why do that?
Because he's the Joker and he's taunting him.
I guess.
And so he turns off the thing and then starts attacking Terry with laser guns in this room that's just filled with laser guns.
Because the future is all about lasers, guys.
And then Terry escapes.
Animated version have guns at all? Is this their way of getting around guns? There we go.
I mean, the cops had guns and stuff.
Okay.
And there was a gun in the Joker's cannon gun, too.
Yeah, but like it wasn't a gun, if that makes sense. But it's still a gun.
I mean, it was a gun gun.
I guess, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're right, though.
So, Terry escapes, or Batman Beyond escapes, I should say, and gets in his version of his Batmobile, his hovermobile, and he's going to the Joker's hideout. But the Joker locks on with his laser satellite beam and tries to blow him up, but he can't do it. He gets tired or something, and it's like, I give up.
I love that.
And so Terry goes to the abandoned candy factory that the Joker is in, which is fine. But when we get inside the candy factory later, it looks like an abandoned toys factory.
Yeah, I thought the same. If there's nothing candy about it.
I was like, did I hear that right? Is that a candy factory? And then later, spoilers, it gets blown up. It shows that, yeah, it's an abandoned candy factory. And I'm like, where's the candy being made? So Terry ends up at the hideout, and fat clown guy shoots him down with a missile launcher, but Terry crashes into the tower he was on, takes him out. Hyena Man shows up. This is where Terry calls Ace the dog in, because he brought Ace with him to take care of Hyena Man. We argued about this earlier. And he goes on and beats up all the goons and stuff like that. And Terry gets into the toy factory, and he finds Tim Drake unconscious on the ground. So he helps him up. Tim Drake's like, I don't know what's going on. And then he betrays him and throws this electrical thing onto him. And this is where we get the twist. Tim Drake is the Joker. It's a Jekyll and Hyde situation. Dun dun dun.
This is where the movie lost me. This is what I was talking about. It's like, I don't like this twist at all.
What? The Joker implanted himself onto a microchip and has been slowly taking over Tim Drake's body. Slowly taking over Tim Drake's body. He's taken over. It's genetics.
No, that's good. I would have been fine with the genetics part. Like, yeah, when I had him for 3 weeks, I'd implanted some kind of disease into him that would totally change him to me. Fine, whatever. But the dumb chip on the back of his neck, how did no one ever see this for the past, how many years he's been doing this? How's it?
They were estranged afterwards, and it's very, very small.
He's never felt this, like, bump on his neck or, like, water's down. Like, nothing in the past 30, 40, 50, 80 years of doing this shit. Nothing has tampered that shit. It's just so stupid.
Every time he went to scratch it, Joker took over.
I thought that, but, like, he was, scratch it in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner, turns into Joker. Don't worry, family. This is normal.
Well, no, he only took over his hand.
Dumb. This is so stupid.
What? Tim Drake is a computer genius. He could have done this.
He could... It's so dumb. I was totally cool if I'm turning to the Joker. Like, okay, how are they going to explain that happening? Oh, a chip? Why not somewhere more hidden? Why on the neck?
It's really, 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 really small.
It's stupid. It's so noticeable once he points it out, though. Like, this thing on my neck's a chip, guys.
Yeah, but no one pointed it out before.
Later on, when he goes to the store, he's got a smiley face on it. So it's a little black chip with a yellow smiley face on it. What the f***?
Yeah,
it's so stupid.
It's the Joker.
It's so dumb. It's so stupid. It's like, man, this movie was almost at a 9. And that little dumb twist, like, took a few numbers off for me. Like,
A few numbers? Wow, that's harsh.
That was a dumb twist. Like, you guys really wrote themselves into a corner. Like, we got the Joker back. How do we explain it? I don't know yet. Just do some cool Joker shit. We'll figure it out when we get to it. They got to it. Like, how do we explain the Joker's back? He's this old man. He turns into a young Joker sometimes. Like, what? Why? Because there's a chip on his neck.
Well, I know why they did it. Because if it was a Jekyll Hyde situation where he was actually turning into it, it would still be Tim Drake's fault.
And I get that, but like, I would have enjoyed it more if Tim Drake was like more a part of it. Like, I don't like him being too innocent in this, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to turn the young 8-year-old Robin into the bad guy.
It's not Robin's fault though. He's still. It's a mental thing. Like, it's still like just hanging out like from. It's just mental traumas from them.
Then it gets really sad because then he's just like all of the other.
It's could have been so tragic and so sad and so again. It could have been just so layered and heavy. Like, no, just put a fucking chip on his neck and call it a day. Like, you guys had something. They could have had a 10-star movie. This probably would have been a 10-star point, honestly, because it would have been such a good payoff to go with that route. And I get why they didn't, because you said they can't do that, especially for a kids movie.
It's Batman Beyond.
I was like, they almost had it. They almost had it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It could have been better done, but it's a ridiculous comic book twist. I can't be too hard on it, you know?
I guess. It's just...
And it is just an excuse to have the Joker.
It is.
And it is only such a small part of the movie.
It is. But that small part, because seeing Tim Drake go through that at that young age, that flashback sequence, that was heavy. And that was, okay, we're going in a certain direction now. Like, you can't come back from that. And they were leaning into it, and then, nah, we can't do it. Like, if they would have stuck that landing, I think this movie would have gotten so much more appraisal. At least on my end.
It's got a lot of appraisals already. Everybody already says how good this movie is.
It's still a good movie. So minus this twist, even with the twist, I still really enjoyed this movie more than I expected, honestly.
All right, well,
Yeah,
before we
yeah,
get to
yeah,
your
yeah.
final
Yeah,
review there, let me
I'm
finish
sorry.
this up.
Yeah.
So, Batman Beyond calls Ace the Dog in to distract the Joker. I like doing these reviews because get to say ridiculous lines.
Feels good, doesn't it?
And then, so Batman Beyond and Joker starts fighting, and he's like, Bruce gives him advice that Joker likes to talk and to not let him in, and he's like, I like to talk too. So then he starts pretty much making fun of the Joker, laughing at him and stuff, it's both cliched and clever at the same time.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, this is kind of lame, but it is the Joker, and you never really seen anyone laugh at the Joker like that before.
Exactly. So I thought
so it's kind of clever too.
Mm-hmm.
It pisses Joker off, and so he starts throwing grenades at him with happy faces on them. And the fight, amounts to Joker pretty much choking Terry. He takes his mask off and chokes him, and then he uses the joy buzzer that Joker used on the dog earlier and hits the microchip and destroys the Joker forever.
See, so you're saying this all years of like being a technical communications guy, he never got zapped once?
No, it's the future.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see how he was earlier when he was using the machines and didn't even use his hands? He used a machine that had wires and stuff that came out and did all the work.
Yeah, I saw that, but like still, like he does shit with even working at home. Oh, honey, I can fix. Instead of hiring an electrician, I got this. How hard can it be? Tighten something too tight, zap stuff a little bit, like whatever.
I mean, it has to be a pretty large shock in order to destroy a microchip like that.
Yeah. Then putting a pacemaker on his heart because he's old age and doesn't take care of himself. To eat too many steaks. Wait a second, you got a chip on your neck, sir. What is this? Nothing.
And then
anytime he's going to the doctor for a physical or checkup, what's out of your neck? I don't know. Is it a
Do
mole?
they check your neck when you go to a doctor?
I don't know. If he's getting a prostate exam, he's taking his pants off. So I hope they would do like a once over for him or something.
I told you, it's really, really, really small.
Any X-rays he would have gotten. There's a medical device chip on your neck. What is this?
Well, he was Robin. Maybe he just had really good health.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
That he never needed to go to get an X-ray or an MRI or anything.
Dumbest twist. Well, that's not the dumbest. It's one of the dumbest twists I've seen.
Anyway, so Tim Drake's saved and he's in the hospital and Barbara's there and Bruce shows up. And there's another good speech about that Bruce gives Terry.
Going through a metal detector. Then wouldn't that go off too? Like it was going to fly somewhere?
Oh my God, we moved on.
It's just like they couldn't think of anything better.
And not necessarily. He could have used any amount of things that wouldn't be picked up by a metal detector.
I don't know. At that time period, whatever.
They might not even use metal detectors in the future.
That's true.
Anyway, at the hospital, Bruce gives Terry the reverse speech about being Batman. It's not Batman isn't made better. It doesn't make Terry better, but he makes Batman better for being him, which is another really good speech in this one that I really like. And then we cut over to the Mime Twins in jail who are being sprung out by their grandmother. And their grandmother is Harley Quinn.
I love that. And
she's like, you disappoint me. You're troublemakers. And she takes them home. And then Terry is Batman Beyond, is standing over Gotham. And he flies off and bees Batman Beyond. The end.
The end. Now go into the Harley Quinn thing real quick.
Okay.
Do you think she's actually disappointed with them because they got caught? Or like, what's going on with that, you think?
Well, Harley Quinn is a doctor.
Yes.
She's a psychologist. And I would like to think once she got away from the Joker, she realized she was in such an abusive relationship, in such a situation that, with him out of her life and him gone, that she could turn her life around.
So you think she was like normal or fixed?
Well, again, it just depends. In this version, Tim Drake was Robin. He gets killed turns into a tiny Joker and then goes off and lives a normal life. So in this continuity, that kind of stuff can happen.
Yeah.
Whereas in the comics, like Harley Quinn right now is working with Batman as trying to be a hero, trying to make up for her past.
In the comics, really?
She's kind of one of his sidekicks at the moment.
That's interesting.
So it's just one of the many ways you can write a Harley Quinn redemption story.
Yeah. Because I was okay. So I'm thinking the same thing. Like she seems normal, but like, is that Harley Quinn then? Like, was she just springing in the spring?
I mean, she recovered from a abusive relationship. She regained her sanity essentially, because not all insanity is incurable. Some of it is brought on by emotional distress and stuff like that. So it's very possible that she could have recovered, turned her life around, and just found some happiness in a normal life.
Okay.
But that was Batman Beyond Return of the Joker.
Good movie. Really, really enjoyed the good movie.
So, by the way you've been talking about it, I'm taking it this is the one you like the most out of the animated ones?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the first one we saw was Mask of the Phantasm, right?
Yep.
And I gave that, a 5? Because I just so bored by that one. Then we saw the Mr. Freeze one, right?
Yes.
I think I gave that probably a 7, maybe.
I think it was a 7.
Yeah. This one could have been a 9 or a 10. It was so close. It was so close, TJ. But I gave this we'll give it an 8. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
That's where I landed too.
Yeah.
I think I gave all the animated movies an 8, but I think this one is the best one in comparison so far.
It is. It goes pretty deep a lot of times. The speeches are well written, and it gives you feelings in this one. I felt feelings.
You felt feelings.
Yes. Yeah.
Man. So did you like this movie more than the Batman live action movies?
Oh, good question. Problem. Well, we've only seen
the ones that we've reviewed.
Yeah, we've only seen the first 4 of them? First 3? First 4?
First 4.
Plus the Batman. Yeah. Can I say it's on par with the Batman 66 version or 19, whatever the fuck it was?
Well, you rated that one lower than the actual, what is it called? Tim Burton movies, so.
I did. I kind of want to go back and get that a higher score. Now, that one's fun, a lot of fun, and because it's a fun movie, so I enjoy that one for fun-wise. This one's good because it's good story. And like I said, I was not expecting that going into this. So yeah, I think I said this is my favorite Batman movie I've seen for the reviews.
I agree.
Yeah.
Which is funny coming from a Batman Beyond movie.
Seriously, because it's Batman Beyond. I'm not saying it's a spin-off, but it's a spin-off essentially, right? It's a sequel?
It is, essentially. It's a sequel.
That's so weird.
This is why I wanted to cover the animated movies, because we get stuff like this.
We get good stuff that aren't overly bloated in runtime. I enjoy that.
Oh, yeah, and we were in and out in an hour.
Exactly. I saw it last night, like, great, this is fantastic. I'd have to, break it up into 2 days to watch it. Good job.
All right, I'm done talking to these idiots.
Bye, idiots.